Southern lakes and reservoirs form distinct layers that change with the season and differ in water chemistry. This process, called stratification, greatly affects the location and condition of fish at different times of the year. As the days get longer and warmer, the surface water warms faster than the water below it. The difference in water temperature with depth results in the formation of three distinct layers of water, and they're defined by their temperature differences. During winter, fall, and early spring, the water temperature is about the same from top to bottom. Stripers need ideal water temperatures from 58 to 66 degrees. Their oxygen requirements are about 5 parts per million, and of course, their food source must be abundant. Immediately below the first layer is a layer of water called the thermocline. This is the layer of water that shows a rapid rate of temperature decrease with depth. Because water in the thermocline is much colder than the water in the first layer, it's much denser. This denser water acts like a cover that keeps the warmer, lighter water in the first level from mixing with the water below it. The thermocline holds the correct levels of temperature, oxygen, and food supply. However, once the stratification process sets up in the summer, the thermocline acts as a barrier between the first and the third levels. Oxygen used up by decaying organisms in the cool third level cannot be replaced until the fall. The decline in dissolved oxygen makes it impossible for most fish to live in the cool third level. Stripers tend to be suspended in the thermocline, and downriggers allow the fishermen to go to the suspended zone and stay there. Secondly, stripers are schooling fish, and in ideal temperatures, they are voracious feeders, and trolling with downriggers allows the fishermen to cover lots of water. In its simplest form, a downrigger is a spool of wire line with a weight attached. A rod is attached to a lure and to a line release. This setup can be lowered to any desired trolling depth. The release pops loose when a fish hits, and the fisherman can play the fish with no weight on his line. To gauge your depth, a line counter on the downrigger is a must, unless of course you want to count the revolutions on the spool as it's lowered. Most downriggers come with a separate mounting plate that attaches to the boat. The best plates have a quick snap lock and a release so that the downrigger can be easily set up or taken down. Braided stainless steel cable provides the best performance. Most downrigger makers use a 150-pound, 1/32 diameter cable, which works very well. No matter which type of release that you use, the recommended line release tension for stripers is 3 to 5 pounds. Most weights are made of lead or cast iron, but whatever weight, it should be coated with vinyl or a baked powder coating. Most striper anglers will be fishing 20 to 40 feet down, and the recommended weight at 3 miles per hour is 7 pounds. The length between the release and the bait probably depends upon water clarity. Normally, it might be 20 to 50 feet, but in exceptionally clear water, it could be as long as 50 to 100 feet. Now for some downrigger do's and don'ts. Do put your boat in motion before lowering your downrigger. It avoids tangles. Do read your depth counter when catching a fish, and then go back to the same depth. Do cut out any section of frayed downrigger line before it breaks. Do bring up your downrigger and fishing line together. It often avoids tangles. And do use enough weight to keep your line at a sharp angle. And now for some downrigger do's and don'ts. Don'ts. Don't let your downrigger wire go slack, because kinks will eventually break. Don't drop your downrigger weight. Ease it down until you've taken up any wire slack. Don't replace your downrigger line with anything heavier than 150-pound test. You'll get too much wire drag. Don't replace your steel wire with monofilament. The stretch can be dangerous if you snag bottom, plus it could break your downrigger spool. And don't let your fishing reel spin free while you lower your downrigger. Set a light drag. Lead core is a braided nylon line that has a lead in the center of it. It's commonly available in 18, 27, and 36-pound test. The line test does not seem to affect the sinking rate. The line changes color in 10-yard increments. A full spool has 10 colors, making it 100 yards long. Although the sinking rate is dependent on trolling speed and the size or weight of your lure, a rule of thumb is that your bait will get down 4 feet for every color let out. Basically, you want a reel that will hold a minimum of 200 yards of 20-pound for 12-pound lead core to be put on. And just increase the numbers for a heavier pound test lead core. For a rod, you want something that has some backbone, probably in the 8 to 9 foot range. Some people use shorter, others longer, but you should start out in the middle and see what you prefer. To start rigging your lead core, you will need to first put on your backing. Braided line seems to hold up well. Most importantly is that it is a small diameter, which allows for more backing to be put on the reel. Or, to make it easy on yourself, buy a 300-foot roll of Ready Core. Each spool comes with pre-tied Dacron backing, lead core line, and leader, all of which are ready to be spooled. Lead core, of course, is very visible in the water. The solution is to add a fluorocarbon leader. The clearer the water, the longer the leader. We recommend at least 2 rod lengths long. Here are just a few of the lures that we use when fishing with downriggers. If you want to see more, watch our supplemental video. Our Striper Angler's Fishing Log is an easy-to-use, easy-to-reference fishing journal. This comprehensive log can improve your fishing success and productivity by putting key information at your fingertips where it can help you catch more fish. Keep a detailed record of when, where, and how fish are biting. Observe and follow patterns. Build a knowledge base that can help you predict when and where the fish will be biting. Identify successful fishing methods. Track and record catch history such as location, weather conditions, barometric pressure, wind strength, speed, direction, air temperature, water conditions, water levels. This exclusive CD that runs 20 minutes will play on any Windows-based computer. Learn about spawning activity, what happens in a hatchery, striper growth rates, plus many, many more interesting facts about Meronis saxatilis. This log will keep information on more than 400 fish and up to 50 fishing trips, with plenty of refills available. Call 770-617-0037 and you'll pay no shipping charges.